Hey guys, welcome to another episode of At the Market with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, brought to you by myfortlauderdalebeach.com. We're here at the Las Olas Oceanside Park and Market. I'm filling in for Rory today. I'm Sha Tabb, and we're going to be joined by Chef Chrissy Benoit. She's going to show us how to make a beautiful Mediterranean bruschetta, and she's also going to tell us about her involvement with Feeding South Florida. We're here with Chef Chrissy Benoit, and we're at the market. So please tell us, what are we making today?
So walking around this market, there's so many great stands, and we're gonna make a healthier Mediterranean Italian version of a bruschetta.
Okay.
So I saw this great Mediterranean stand over here. They have gorgeous olives. They have some great hummus. There's a bakery over there, Baguettes Plus.
Nice.
And they make a whole grain seeded bread, which will
Ooh.
be delicious.
That sounds amazing.
Underneath this. And then there's some fantastic fresh produce. So we grabbed some of the items over there that are gonna have that Italian vibe that we're gonna mix with the Mediterranean. We'll start at the bread location. That's the thing that's gonna start the dish. So we'll grab some of that great multi-grain seeded bread. That not only is yummy, but it's also good for you.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna snag. Oh, look at this.
And that sounds fantastic. Look
That's
how
an-
beautiful this bread is.
It is gorgeous.
So I heard that you're going to need a bread, is that right?
Yeah, we wanted to do a Mediterranean Italian blend of a bruschetta, and I wanted to use your gorgeous whole wheat seeded bread as the base.
Beautiful.
If we
So-
could do one of those,
For
that would
sure.
be
So we
fantastic.
have a large one, but my husband, a lot of people ask for half bread, so we decided to make mini. So the
Great,
mini
that's
one is better?
perfect.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
that's great.
Great.
Hi, how are you?
That's gorgeous.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Look forward
much.
to seeing how it turns out.
It all looks so amazing.
I know, we picked the healthy option, but there are a lot of other options that looked so good.
So fantastic. So what makes this one better than any other bread?
Well, from a nutritional standpoint, when you do multi-grain and you do seeded breads, what's happening is you're getting more of the outside fiber. Okay, so we all have microbiomes, and that's actually what they eat to produce really good bacteria in your gut.
Okay.
So it helps keep your immune system boosted, helps keep you healthy, helps keep your organs healthy. So from that perspective, anytime you can do a whole grain or a seeded bread, it's a benefit. But then on top of that, when we toast this, it's just nutty and it tastes nice and toasty.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to try this.
Yes, good. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's why I like these breads.
Okay, amazing. Awesome. So now the next thing that we have to go and get.
I think what we're gonna do is do like a blend of Italian and Mediterranean. And so what we're gonna do is there's a great little Mediterranean spot up here. They have amazing olives, some really classic rich hummus. And I think we'll grab some of those to make the topping for this.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
shall we?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Hi, how
Okay.
are you?
How are you? Nice to see you,
Very nice
Chef.
to see you too.
What are
This
you
is
making
great.
today?
We're gonna make a Mediterranean Italian blend of a bruschetta.
Excellent.
So we want to make an olive campanade.
Wonderful.
We want to use some of your delicious hummus as the base.
Excellent.
Put that on top with some fresh tomatoes, basil, onion. That's
Excellent.
what we're making.
We do have an olive tapenade called Mama Ganu.
Oh, very
Made out
nice.
of black olives.
Oh,
It's an
great.
idea for you
Okay.
perhaps to integrate. And then you were asking about the olives. These are Greek kalamatas, indeed. And then these come from Turkey. They're a little
Oh,
darker,
beautiful.
but they're more lemony. In fact,
Beautiful.
I have pieces of lemon too in
It's
the
great.
marinade here.
Now-
Okay.
Do you make your own grinds for these?
No, these come to us direct.
Oh, that's
They
really
come,
great.
They come to us direct, yes.
Oh, wonderful. And look at all these colors.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
it's so
are
beautiful.
from Italy. So these
Look
are
at all those
basically,
colors.
we call this a country mix. from
Beautiful.
Italy, yeah?
That's just gorgeous.
And the hummuses are here. This is our traditional hummus. Everything is sprouted in
Mhm.
alkaline water. We use the highest quality olive oil. You can here, which comes from Jordan. That's one of the secret ingredients in the hummus.
Wow.
We use the traditional red pepper. We have turmeric cauliflower. This is also black bean that's a little spicy.
Very
But
nice.
mainly the traditional.
I'm thinking traditional would
Yes.
be best. We're using a multigrain seeded bread. I think it's going to be
Wonderful.
great on there.
Amazing.
And then we were gonna, if we could use some of the green and the dark olives, if we could use one of each, that would
Yeah, we're
be,
gonna donate
that's
it to
what I
the
think.
cause.
that would be great. We'll bring
That
that
sounds
back.
You can
amazing.
go ahead and bless others.
Yes,
With the food.
with this delicious.
Thanks for including us in your feature.
Yeah, you
We are a
better.
Mediterranean Delight family company out of Hollywood,
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
and we think we complement what you're looking for today. Very
Absolutely.
nice. So
Yeah.
this, and then you want to add a hummus as
Yes.
well?
Yep. For the spread, we're
You
gonna
want
do
a
a
bag?
hummus.
You want a bag, Chef?
Sure.
A bag for you. In case it leaks.
That would be great. Thank you so much. Wow, all this
So
looks
have a great
fantastic.
time. Anything else you want something to pick at while you cook?
Boy, I want a little of everything. It's always good. I mean, how do you say
I
no?
would
Everything was
recommend the lemon,
fantastic.
the kefir probiotic yogurt cheese. This is our crown jewel.
Wow, that's
So
beautiful.
it's very, very unique. We make it. And this is a stuffed eggplant called the juice with walnuts.
Look at
Pickle.
that.
Wow.
And that takes us a week to make that. That's one of the owners, my partner Ali, his dad's recipe. Actually.
That is
Wow.
really beautiful.
That
Anything
is.
else today?
No, that's it. Thank you. We'll get
Yeah.
to chopping.
Appreciate
I will
it.
take that.
Thank you so much. We'll probably be back a little bit later.
Have a beautiful
Okay.
day.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
you so much.
All right.
Okay, now that we've gotten our olives and our hummus, now we're gonna go back to the cooking area. So let's
Start
do
making
this.
something delicious.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds
let's go.
fantastic.
I'm excited.
All right, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. All right, so we're back from break.
Yep.
So now we're going to make this beautiful, delicious bruschetta. I'm so excited about
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yes. we
So
are.
what's the first thing we're gonna do?
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take this gorgeous multigrain seeded bread, and we're going to just cut it into some nice, like, 1/4-inch thick little, almost like a toast point, and then we're going to toast it.
Okay.
Now with bruschetta, a lot of times too, people will grill it too.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna toast it in a pan, but some people will grill it.
All right, so I'm not that great when it comes down to being in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're cutting right now with that knife, and how do you actually cut with a knife?
So
I don't know.
I mean, you'll see a lot of different ways, but I feel like the correct and probably the safest way to cut with a knife is to hold it right here.
Okay.
Okay, it just gives you all the control. You have the force down on the middle. Sometimes you'll see people doing this,
Yeah.
and it's just, you don't have quite as much control. Which when you're cutting bread's going to yield. It's going to be easy.
Right.
But if we're cutting some of this other produce, it might slip a little bit. So
Ah.
right here, like this, really, you get a lot of nice control over the knife,
Okay, perfect.
and then over the food. Right?
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm sure we all know that you want to dip these in oil,
Sure.
and then we'll put them in the thing, okay?
And now I don't dip too much in it, right?
Just
Just
going to set it down.
set it down,
Yep, and now pick it back up.
pick it back up. Okay,
it.
like that. All
Yep.
right.
And
And
so
then
what that oil is doing, just so you know, is it's a heat conductor, right? So it's going to help the bread conduct the heat and toast with that nice oily crust, okay? So if we put it in there too long, it'll just soak deep into the bread and will be a little soggy.
Okay.
But you're doing perfect. Just a
Awesome.
little touch, and then it's going to start toasting while we start chopping.
And is there a specific side that you want, or it doesn't matter? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah, whatever side you think is best, I think that's perfect.
Awesome.
It's great.
Oh, this is fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we put the nice robust olive oil, so we're going to get some nice olivey flavor in that bread,
Okay.
right? So we're just going to let it toast. You can toast it as little or as much as you want. There's no hard, fast rule for that.
And
Okay?
how do you know when it's done?
I just keep checking it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just reach in there occasionally, pick one up, and see if it looks good.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, perfect. So the next thing.
So then the next thing we want to do is we want to kind of do maybe close to what an Italian bruschetta would be. You've probably seen where it's like the tomatoes, sometimes there's a little mozzarella in it, it's onions, it's basil. So we're going to start with some of that stuff. And we just need these gorgeous fine ripe tomatoes that we got at the market here.
Okay.
They have heirloom tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, and these guys are just, they're so pretty. So we grabbed one of these, right?
Uh-huh.
So now we're just going to take the top off,
Okay.
right? And then we're just going to kind of cut it off.
And it doesn't matter how you cut it up, just
I
however.
would say, okay, so one rule of thumb I would probably go with is eventually this is all going to be playing together on top of the bread. So if we make a dice that's a little too big, it might fall off and be messier.
Okay.
So for something like this, I would go more towards a mince or a very small dice.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, so we're right.
Do you mind if I try it?
Right, I'm going to hand it over. Are you kidding? I want you to do it. Yeah.
See if I can hold the knife correctly
go
and
for
everything. Okay.
I know,
All right.
you'll get comfortable with it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just
now?
kind of get a handle on it. And you can even lay those flat. You don't have to cut them up right like that.
Ah.
Yeah, I think moving the food into a position that works for you is a smart move. And there's a lot of things that play into it. Those look great. Look at you.
Look at that. Okay, perfect.
Those look beautiful. Throw them in there. And you also got to remember too, like your height is very different than my height at the table.
Uh-huh. Oh, did I
And
cut those up?
here, cut through that a little bit more. Get all the way through. Cut it like you mean it.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Lovely. You want to give the other half a shot?
Sure.
You're doing great.
Thank
How's it
you.
feel holding the knife like that?
It feels much better.
Good. Good.
I have to get used to it.
Yep.
All right, so
And you're doing good with your knuckles. Keep those knuckles forward.
awesome. Is that good?
Yeah.
All
Great.
right.
Just make it small little squares.
Like that.
Watch those fingertips. There you go. And to let the knife do the work.
I'm so afraid.
No, you're doing great. So let's take a look at our bread. Pick up a piece and take the under.
Okay, let's see.
There you go. Let's see.
Still
Not
needs
quite.
no, it needs a little bit more.
No, let's leave it a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to a little red onion. And you could do red onion. You could also do green onion. You
Okay.
could do both. I'm thinking more in terms of not just flavor, but color.
Okay.
When we put this together, it's gonna kind of look like some really pretty edible confetti,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we'll put a little green onion in there, right? And then we're gonna cut up a little purple onion. Just a little tiny bit. We don't need a lot.
So do you usually cry whenever you cut up your onions?
I do. I always cry. And there's a couple reasons for that. So most of what people think makes you cry or not cry is probably a fallacy. But what's happening in this little onion is there's like little sacs, little water balloons in there. And they have two different chemicals. So when we cut through the onion, we're bursting them. When those guys combine, they create a gas that makes you cry. So there's no way around it, really. But I would say the best thing to do if you're cutting them at home and you don't want to cry, put your onion in the fridge. Make it really cold. Make sure your knife is very sharp.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Great tip.
That
Thanks
will
for letting
do
me
it.
know.
Absolutely. Or you have to wear goggles. One or the other, right?
Or contacts.
Or contact, something, right? Or just accept that you're going to cry for the deliciousness the onion brings.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going really nice and sweet.
Yes. See, I have little machines and stuff at home that I use to
do
get
this?
this. Yes, but it's so much, it's better when you're doing it with your hands. You're giving it love and you're putting it in
Yeah.
the food so you know the
More
food's loved.
fulfilling.
Yes.
Agreed. So now we got some nice colors starting to come together here. We got the
Okay.
green, we got the purple. How's that look? You want more purple?
A little bit more.
Let's do a little
Let's
bit
do a
more.
little bit more.
I'm gonna let you. Go
Okay,
for it.
perfect.
You're killing it with that. This is good. It'll real thin.
Thinner than that?
Yeah, I do a little thinner.
Okay.
It just saves you more topping,
Okay.
right?
Oh.
And then, yeah, and I'll play it on its tip.
Should I do one more?
Yeah, just do
Just that one? Okay.
Just start there and we'll see.
Like that?
Yeah. Those are beautiful.
Awesome!
Are you crying?
No, I'm
It's
not.
not bad. It's just
No.
breeze.
Yes.
This gorgeous beach breeze.
Very happy about that.
Just blowing it away.
Okay.
Yeah, slide it on it. Great. That's good. Yep, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
So now we've got some green onions, we've got a little purple onion, we got our crushed red tomato.
Okay.
As it stands, this is really close to the typical topping you put on a bruschetta. I grabbed just a little garlic.
Ah, garlic's one of my favorite parts.
Garlic in there. Yep. And I will say, being that we are not going to be cooking this dish, nothing in here is cooked except for the toast we're making, I ease up on the garlic. Because if you are using garlic and your intention is not to cook it, it is incredibly strong.
Oh.
If you're intending to cook it, then you'll use more garlic.
Okay.
Right? So, for me.
Oh, and I smell it too.
Smell that?
Yes,
Right?
it's so very strong.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It smells great. So now, we're going to take these olives. So we've got green olives and we've got these Kalamata olives. And like we discussed, the green olives are underripe. It's not a bad way.
Right.
They're just not as ripe as these olives.
Right.
So they go through a slightly different process. They have a different mouthfeel. They're a little meatier and sturdier.
Okay.
And so they have very different flavors. You can just smell. Can you smell through your mouth?
Oh my goodness. You
smell through my
can.
mouth.
Yes. They smell amazing.
And smell the difference there.
Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Yeah. So I've got these olives and something interesting. Feel this with your finger or feel that with your finger. Okay, feel the slippery difference?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Big difference, right? So
Why?
these guys are much oilier than these guys, okay? So we're gonna have a better grip on these little guys, right? We're just gonna kind of take some of this meat off in there,
Ah.
right?
Right. Okay.
And that's why the grip is gonna be important. Let this all kind of fall down, the olive meat.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
On the pig side. And what we're going to do is create a nice little pile.
Okay.
See that little guy?
I did.
He's juicing
He
right out.
sure is.
Wow.
He got super excited.
He is excited. Wow. I don't, you know?
That he gets to be used in the
Delicious
food.
little olive.
That's right.
So it's just the process of making this fun little pile of olives.
Okay.
And olives are actually a fruit.
They're a fruit.
They're
What?
actually a fruit.
What makes them a fruit?
The seeds on the inside,
Okay.
right? So there you go.
Wow.
Even though it's salty, it's a fruit.
That's crazy. You don't
Just like
think
an
of that.
avocado, also a fruit.
And isn't a tomato a fruit too?
Tomatoes a fruit too. You are right on.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So here's all these. So there we go.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna let you try now.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna try this one first,
yep, do the best you can.
and then I hold it just like I was before. Okay.
Yep. You're not gonna have any sudden movements. You should be fine. Yeah, you're doing great. And know that you're not gonna get everything off of the pit. Just do the best you can.
Okay.
So now we've got our nice little pile of olives here. We got some nice color. And basically we're just gonna kind of make them a little smaller, right?
Okay.
Now, when we're making this bruschetta topping, I'm not going to salt it because these olives have a good deal of salt in them. And so to me, they're going to add the right amount of salt to this. And we are going to add a little fresh lemon juice
Oh.
because on your tongue, lemon tends to feel the same as salt.
Okay.
So we can keep that salt in the right range, you
Okay.
know,
Right. That's
and still get all the flavor.
perfect. And then do you use a whole lemon, or do you use like half?
We're gonna, for this, we'll probably use about half,
Okay.
and maybe even a light squeeze on the half.
Okay. Nice.
We might not need a ton of it.
Okay.
It's a little sneeze. But you know what we are gonna add?
What?
I know you're gonna love.
I'm excited.
We're gonna add capers.
One of my favorite things.
Love the capers.
Love,
Yes.
love,
Yes,
love
we do.
capers.
So we're starting to get some nice color here. We're gonna add capers. Capers are very typical in a tapenade. And we're not making a typical tapenade, but I still feel any excuse to use a caper. I'm in.
I'm okay with
Right?
that. Yes.
We're okay with that.
Yes.
So we're gonna mince these up.
Just like what you did with the olive.
Exactly.
Okay.
And again, let's go for it.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. And again, you know, these capers are gonna add a salt level, an acidic level to this. That is gonna give us a lot of nice flavor. So again, just another reason we don't really need to add salt.
Okay.
And it, you know, do you know what capers are?
What are they
So
exactly?
let me tell you, capers are actually a tiny little flower bud. Isn't that great? Don't you love them
flower
more now?
bud?
They're
Yes.
like a little tiny flower bud. I'll show you here. And if you were imagining, if you were going to imagine a closed up flower bud That's what these are. You see the little leaves coming off?
Yes,
And if you open a caper, you see the inside of the flower. See it?
that's incredible.
Isn't that great? I know.
That's
They're little
so
flowers.
incredible. So how did they know? Like, I got
Oh man. I'm telling you, stuff that we eat today, I'm always like,
how
I'm the first person that thought that will be delicious.
that little flower would be delicious. The
Pretty
bud.
great. This is great. Just pop them in there. Those
Okay.
are fantastic. Okay, so here's our fun little mix. It's not look like it's gonna have a ton of flavor.
That's absolutely beautiful,
Gorgeous.
and it
So
looks
now-
delicious.
So now you want to pick up some pretty basil leaves over there,
Basil leaves, yeah.
and maybe check our bread. See what we got going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Nice.
Look at that toasty delicious.
Oh,
Huh?
beautiful.
Those two. Want to pull these out where you're getting some pretty deep. Probably only need about 5 leaves.
5, okay.
Yeah.
5.
5 leaves. And it looks like we got some Greek oregano. Maybe grab a couple of those.
Sure. You just pulled the sprig off?
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, we've got the Mediterranean and the Italian. Yeah, that's gorgeous. And now we've got basil, onions, 2 types of olives, capers. And again, nothing overcomplicated. It's just fun and cutting and fresh stuff.
Okay.
So I got a little oregano here.
You just pull them off like
Just
that?
gonna pull a little bit off. Yeah, we're gonna avoid any of the stems that are really woodsy,
Okay.
right? Because those might get intense. And I'll just do a tiny little bit. We're gonna hit this with a little lemon juice, like we said,
Okay.
and we're just gonna base it. And kind of the nice thing about this recipe, if you're not used to cooking a lot, you can really adjust this to what you like. There is no right or wrong. You know, as long as you understand where you get your salt from, right? And you don't burn the bread.
Right, right.
Pretty much do it how you like. Add more capers, leave the capers out, whatever you like. Make it for yourself. You like hummus?
I love hummus.
I love hummus too. I want to grab that spreader there, thank you. And we're gonna go ahead. Why don't you do
I'll
a
go ahead
nice
and do it.
thick spread on there?
Okay.
Like not like butter, more like peanut butter. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh
so
yeah.
exciting.
You're speaking the language there. That was
That's
great.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
Another one?
Yeah. Go for it. Oh yeah.
I love
Doing
hummus.
that- that looks so
Amazing.
good.
Oh,
Nice thick spread on there. Oh yeah.
okay.
Woo. And then I'll grab our little plate. For when we're ready.
Okay. Then once we do this, then we put out all
Pile it
all
on.
that wonderful
Yeah.
goodness on top. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And this kind of acts like that when you put it on top, it just kind of holds
It's
it
a
on
good
there.
foundation.
Okay.
It's a delicious foundation.
Oh, delicious.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, so don't be, that's why I like to put a lot on there because it is going to kind of cradle these goods on there.
Okay.
Okay. So now we'll just put a couple pretty ones on this. So basically, just kind of give it one of these, right? Just going
Oh
to
my
pile it on
goodness.
there. So this has a ton of flavor, but it's healthier than like the regular bruschetta that you might make on a baguette style or an Italian white bread, which is delicious.
Right.
You just miss all those benefits of the seeds and the grains, and this has all that. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, that's good looking. I think it looks like a little confetti.
It does.
So there's that. This is it.
Wow, that's amazing. This looks
Oh,
incredible.
it's good. You want to try one?
Of course.
Yeah. Like I do. Okay. No, that it will probably fall.
Which is fine.
And
I'm
that's
okay
fine.
with that. Yes.
That just means we have the right amount of toppings on there, right?
Okay.
Let's go for it.
All right.
Moment of truth. All your
Moment
hard
of
work.
truth. Yes.
Your hard work.
Oh my god.
Good?
Oh my goodness. I taste the olive.
Yes.
It tastes incredible.
It's like a bright, be nice topping and have buttery hummus.
Yes, I taste the hummus. I taste the capers. I taste everything, and it's so delicious.
Good. I'm so glad you like it. How's that bread?
The bread is so crispy, and it's perfect.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
You
perfect.
toasted it perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely
So there you
perfect.
go. So you've got a fun, little appetizer that you can happily make easily, chopping really, at any gather or get together, which we're all going to be having again soon.
Yes.
And it's not just delicious, it's unique, and it's healthy.
Yes, that was incredible.
Yep.
So-
I'm glad you like it.
So also, you're with Feeding South Florida?
That's correct. Yes, I'm with Feeding South Florida. I work in the Palm Beach County location, and I oversee our kitchen operations. We have a really large 5,600 beautiful kitchen that we just built. And what we're doing up there is we're feeding at-risk seniors. So we're creating healthy, made from scratch, nutritionally dense, balanced meals that also are beautiful. And we're bringing them to their house to make sure during these times where they're not coming out, they can get good food. We also handle summer food service spots for the kids that need food during the summertime, and we, I think, sponsor 75 sites.
Wow.
And we deal with food insecurity all the way from Palm Beach Gardens to Key West.
All right, so I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
What do you love about Fort Lauderdale Beach?
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, what's not to love? I mean, this park that they built is fantastic. I've been down here for a number of events, sometimes doing fun stuff like this, sometimes just having fun. And then, I mean, look at that behind us.
I mean,
Right?
the scenery is
What's not to
incredible.
love? I mean, it's a great area. The people are great. This farmer's market is great. So I like to come down here as often as I can.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time. I'm Sha Tabb.